What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Insert Anime Summer 2020. It's been a ride.
Oh yeah. It's been definitely a ride.
It's been a ride.
Yeah, as you can see, it's nighttime because we suck and we're filming this for the second time.
Yeah, Josh
happens.
just came from the beach.
Yeah,
Bro.
Ready to go.
And you just came from a
Yeah.
recording studio, and I was here.
I just came from a concert of Eminem's in 1995.
1995. But yeah, Insert Anime, welcome, where we just rate and talk about anime for this season of spring or summer. Summer. Oh,
Summer.
I'm crazy.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We're not gonna live to next spring anyway.
Maybe.
There's no
Damn it.
chance of
I booked my vacation for next year, so hopefully.
That's true.
Yeah, boy.
That's down.
But let's get it popping. First, we're gonna go off of our fails. There's only a couple this season where we watched them halfway through and we're like, you know what? They're not making it. So the first one we got here is Gibiate. We gave it initially a D. So we didn't have high hopes for it in the first place. It's not like we were like, oh shit, this might do really well. We were just like, hey, let's put it on the list. Let's see if it surprises us. It did not. Had a lot of subpar animation, especially with the bad guys. They were super CG, and the main characters just didn't do anything for me. The storyline wasn't that good. The animation was the biggest downfall for me, though. That animation was crucial. Like the CG.
I don't think there was a upfall or whatever the opposite of that would be. I think all of it was bad.
That's fair. Yeah, the biggest downfall for me is that CG. I already don't like
that. It was really bad CG.
Yeah. I already don't like bad CG or CG in general, and if the story or something else can kind of override that, I'm cool with it. But that didn't even have anything, and the story was just kind of mediocre. So, yeah, Gibiate originally a D, downgraded it to failed. It didn't pass. Sorry. Maybe no.
No, come on.
No. Yeah, right. Next we have one that's a little controversial, but we gave it what we did. No Guns S02. Originally was going to be a C, which, if you're a fan of it, I'm not going to be mad at it. We're not even downgrading it to a fail. We're going to give it a D. But in this group, we don't want to watch it anymore. I don't like the story. I'm not a huge fan of the animation. More or less, I don't like the story. I find it to be very dull and muted in all aspects. So, again, I understand if somebody was watching it and was like, yeah, I really like that anime. I'm like, do you watch it? I think it's like middle of the road, a little bit under middle of the road. That's what a D is basically. But yeah, we're just not gonna talk about it here anymore, just because it's just not something that we enjoy, and it's just, to me personally, I just think it's really boring.
Which is the most painful part of it, because the world that they built up and the characters that they built up are really interesting.
Yeah,
it's just that I can't get into it no matter how much I try. Like, I don't know. I want to say that it's because they don't do anything, but I feel like that's not the case. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the directing. Maybe it's the way that it's written. Something about it makes it very bland.
Yeah.
I can't quite put a finger on it, but it's almost heartbreaking because some of the characters are actually really interesting to me.
Yeah, if the main character had a face, I'd probably be cool a little bit.
I don't even mind.
I don't mind that either.
I think it's an interesting choice.
It's a really great concept. I think it's super unique for what it is. There's always that the hero is the weapon, but
yeah,
I mean, how many times is he literally a weapon? How many times is he actually
a couple?
10 times.
It happens a couple times, but not well.
But
not in the sense where he's that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He's an actual object.
Yeah.
It's like the ultimate version of that. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just sucky that it's in a super serious, super well done environment in which all they do is chase each other down rainy alleys.
There are a lot of alleys, and there's a very high amount of alleys.
Honestly, I'd like a spinoff of just the kid.
Alley game strong.
That would be kind of cool.
I don't even like the kid. I don't like when his mouth moves and words don't come out right. It annoys me.
But
yeah,
you can watch it. We just won't be friends.
Yeah, to each his own for sure. Like, there's animes that people like that I don't like, and I'm like, yeah, I get it, I see it. Like, for JoJo, I have a lot of friends that love JoJo's Bizarre. I don't like it, but they like it, and I'm like, bet. I'm like, sure, you can like that anime, that's fine. I'm just not into it. But yep, No Guns. Gonna give it a D. Doesn't technically fail, but just is gone for up from us forever. Next, we're gonna move on to our honorable mentions / an add-on for this season. We got Balance Unlimited. It, due to everything going on, it was postponed last season. It just only had 2 episodes, and then they just stopped. It did come back on this season. We are going to give it a B. Very good animation, very unique storyline that I like really well. It's just really good overall. It's funny too, which is rare in my opinion for animes. It's like clever funny. It's not like dumb funny. It's like clever. Like even episode 1, like when homie fell off the bridge, that was hilarious. Like, well, I don't even know if that was supposed to be funny. But
I don't know. It was.
But it was funny.
It was very like, especially because even the music.
Yeah, it was
like,
directed like
they played the music straight into like that being kind of like a great ending to a first episode.
Yeah, and it was just good. I think the only thing stopping this from being an A so far is just the lack of major plot, because it's mainly just kind of episode whodunity, CSI. Each episode's its own thing. But it's still done so well. I don't really mind, but I would like it to have some form of plot by the end, because right now it's only going 13 episodes. So.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll be able to wrap it up in that amount of time. They did just kind of start getting into the plot now, but I don't know how far they'll be able to get.
Yeah.
But the thing that I'd really like more of, because I kind of maybe it's a little bit of what I expected, and maybe that's why, but I would like a little bit more of the buddy cop angle, and I feel like the closer they're getting to the plot, the further they're having to steer away from that concept a little bit. The first episode really debuts that really well.
Yeah.
And a couple episodes after that kind of do it, and then a lot of it is just like them doing their own thing, which is fine. But I don't know. I think like their interaction is the best part of the show, and I wish it capitalized on that a little bit more.
Yeah, I agree. What are you saying, Brandon?
I was gonna say I think we're gonna gear towards that because we're seeing. In both characters, we're seeing a lot of character shift. Like they're almost switching places, kinda. Because I can't really talk about like anything too drastic or spoiler related, but like there's internal things that if you pay attention to the show, like characters are realizing that they like the rich guys realizing that it's not all about money. I'm just going to say that part. Yeah. And so, like, we're going to see, I think, a big character shift in him. And I thought even, like, the little bit of backstory that they gave with him, like, some stuff with his family was kind of neat. So,
yeah, they do a good job in only, 8 episodes that are out so far, giving you a good background on the characters. Like, some animes don't do that well. This one has done it, where you're already like, I kind of know what that person's about. I know what this person's about. You get it. So yeah, Balance Unlimited, definitely gonna give it a B. Honestly, if it gets a decent plot going towards it, I can definitely see it moving up the list, but we'll see. I enjoy it a lot. So,
show.
Yeah, boy. What was the last honorable mention? Digimon did come back. If you're into that, it's out. We covered it a little bit before, but we're just gonna basically say, hey, just watch it if you want to watch Digimon. It's a retelling kind of the original story, but little different things going on. But yeah, watch it. Last one, this one over ER grading. Great Pretender. We're going to give it an A. We talked about it last video as well. It's already out. It's on Netflix. You can ball out and watch it all in any language you want, any subtitles
you want. Really should.
And you really should. It's not one that I'm finished yet. I'm kind of taking my time with it as the season progresses. I just haven't had time to binge it yet. I'm on episode like 4 or 5, but it's just really good. Animation, dialogue, it's just really good. Crystal clear, looks really good. Colors are all over the place.
Yeah, it's very stylistic.
Yeah. I like it a lot.
It's almost, I was thinking about this after we recorded the first attempt. It's reminding me of like Vice City was an anime.
yeah, the colors, like it's like Easter palette, like that, like the yellows and the pinks and the blues.
Yeah, it's very popping all the time.
Yeah, it's just
even night scenes somehow are like super bright, colorful. Like they always find a way to like start the episode with a bunch of neon lights and shit.
Yeah, it's just really good. And if you guys aren't familiar, it's kind of like a con man thing going on, like a little con man story. And that's not done super often in anime. It's not like a super, like, you know, they're fighting, da-da-da. I can't think of many, like Lupin the Third vibes, sort of.
Yeah.
Black Lagoon, that's kind of just about a boat. I'm trying to think of other ones with that vibe. You know, you could always go Cowboys Bebop, but not really, but kind of. Like, it doesn't have super many. Like, I can see Rob just thinking, but there's just not many that do.
There aren't many.
Yeah, it's
I
cool.
Think it's,
I'm with it.
Even if there are some that exist, I think it's really leaning into that con man story arc.
Yeah.
More than anything has before in anime. If I'm not being an asshole by saying that, but like,
no.
Yeah, like it's a very, like, it is the premier con man anime. And I think if it does well, I think we'll probably get some lesser pretenders.
That's definitely gonna happen.
But right now, it's really good. It's opening music, it's closing music. It fits the style perfectly. It's very polylingual, like, throughout. It's just, I don't know. I really enjoyed it. And it's almost kind of Killing Balance Unlimited for me, because they have a little bit of the same style. They're very different as far as the plot.
Yeah.
But they have similar styles in certain aspects. And Great Pretender was so good that it's like, it's really hard to match up in the same time frame.
I agree. I can totally see exactly what you're talking about. But yeah, Great Pretender, it's an A. It'll probably end on an A. I mean, I think Rob's already finished it. I'm just kind of slow burning it just to relax, and I know it's done, so I'm just like, hey. But it's really good. It's on Netflix. Watch it right this moment. All right, let's move on. Let's get into the meat and the potatoes of the main things here. So we're going to start off on ReZero Season 2. It is basically a super duper duper continuation. They don't stop. They don't give you a minute. It just continues from the last season. We originally gave it an A. We are going to drop that down to a B. Just a little drop. We still really enjoy it. The main real, I think, caveats are it feels a little emptier than last season.
Yeah, that's fair. So far.
Yeah, I think we mentioned this as well.
We mentioned everything we did the full
video. No one knows. Stop it. It definitely seems like also I still think it's suffering a little from how long it took from season 1 to season 2. Like
I don't. I think the problem is that it's a season 2. I think it's suffering from season 2 syndrome.
But it's manga. Like it's done. It's not like they have to.
Yeah, not that. Just because of, like, it doesn't have. You're not given the chance to fall in love with the characters again, or even get to know the characters again if you don't love them. You're not getting the chance to get to know the world.
Yeah.
Everything already exists.
So you just have to rely on plot, really.
So it's all plot, and right now it's such a continuation of the first season. And it's also a very cryptic anime where you don't necessarily know where it's headed at any given moment.
Yeah.
So you can't even really hang on the plot too much. Although I will say I was thinking about dropping it even another letter grade before the last episode. And then the last episode was like, nah, I'm not going to dock it too much, because the last episode was pretty good. But it's like it's a very torture porn anime. So if you're like squeamish, or if you're not okay with, like, terrible things happening to characters you like, just like the first season, it's not going to be for you.
I love that shit.
But it's like they're
That's
really
my favorite.
If the last episode is any indication, they're really coming at the first season's neck. Like, oh, you guys thought we were going to lay off a little bit? No. So I'm starting to enjoy it, but yeah, it's a slow crawl for the first half of this season thus far.
Yeah, which is totally understandable. But again, it went from an A to a B. It's not like we're like, yo, this shit's whack, don't watch it. So slow burn. It does gonna have 13 episodes this season, and then they are taking the next season off, and then it's back for another 12 or 13. So even if it ends weird, it's not like you gotta take that into some consideration. You're like, oh well, it's gonna have another season like right off the bat. So ReZero Season 2, B, watch it. It's good. If you like the first season, you should like the second season. It's just a little bit less exciting right now. Next, we're going to move right on to Sword Art Online. Alicization War Season 2, Who's Gonna Save Me Next? This originally got a B. We're gonna continue with a B. I almost wanted to upgrade it to an A, but I can't. The animations, and again, like I mentioned before, at one point in my life, I'm going to put those in the video. There's one really cool fight where the animation budget just triples, and it's awesome. That's almost enough to just drive it, but the story, man, the plot, like what's going on in the world right now, I just couldn't give any less fucks.
Well, not only that, I don't think it's fair to call this a season.
That's fair.
There's not a differentiation between like this and the last season that we covered.
Well, this isn't even a it's just part 2.
It's really a part 2.
It's called it is called part 2. I shouldn't even have said season 2.
But
I'm just used to saying that. Yeah.
It doesn't even really stand on its own as a part 2.
No, it really doesn't.
When the last successful time this happened, Attack on Titan, season 3 did part 1 and part 2, and both parts were fucking amazing. This isn't that.
Nope.
But the fight scenes, every once in a while, you'll get like 3 seconds of like, oh shit, what happened here?
Yeah.
But then you don't care about the outcome. Is the problem? Like it's lost all the heart of it.
It's not even that you don't care about the outcome. It's just the storytelling is so not well done that you know what's gonna happen. Like it's not even like a typical like Marvel movie. You're like, oh, the good guy's gonna win. It's like blatantly like you're like, all right, well, somebody's about to come save the day. All right, well, this dude's about to win this fight. All right, like it's mundane.
At that point, then, so like let's compare it. This is obviously on the list. This is the anime. This is the most popular anime on our list. Like as far as like in Japan.
This or ReZero. ReZero is also really popular.
Okay, so let's talk about like the complexity of this and Dragon Ball Super.
Okay, I actually don't want to talk about Dragon Ball.
I also hate this conversation.
So you know how both of these shows are going to play out based on what's currently happening.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like, just like with Dragon Ball Super, I know the fight scenes are going to be dope at some point. But there are like huge gaps where I just don't give a shit.
Yeah, like, it just depends on how it's written. You know, like you can.
But with these popular animes, they're gonna drag them out as long as possible, though.
But you can
think of how long the Jiren fight took.
I'm with you, but that you could write like what's happening in Sword Art without spoiling too much is literally like good guys are losing. Someone shows up to help good guys. That guy kind of wins, but then kind of loses, and then rinse and repeat for like the last 8 episodes.
Yeah,
literally, and it just could have been. It's just. Yeah, it's just lazy. It's just super lazy.
No, I mean I get that. I'm trying to tell you that they're just. It's like it's like skins in a game, bro. They're just raping you for money.
They're just milking it.
They're just milking the shit out of you for money. Because Dragon Ball Super did that. Like every fucking tournament, it's like what the outcome is. It's just that you have to watch 13 episodes of them trying to get to the outcome you already know is going to happen.
Yeah, and but I also hate Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah, I hate Dragon Ball Super.
There's a way to have it be predictable and not bad. And I don't think, right now, I don't think Sword Art's doing anything to not be bad. Like, you could pretty much skip to each fight, and you're going to get probably more entertainment value. There's no, like, real dialogue in between the fights. It's just like, Kirito! And it's just like that's it. That's the only like scaling of plot. Like it's just his name, and it's either an exclamation or a question. Kirito? That's it. That's like the only thing that happens in between fights.
Yeah. In
this part of the season thus far.
It definitely seems like we're being a little harsh. Like we gave it a B. You might be like, well, why are you giving it a B then? But the credit that's fair. The credit that it's Sword Art and the credit that the fights are so well done is surviving it basically because it could easily almost get a C almost. So we'll see how this season ends up. Yeah, let's see.
I'd have it at like a D.
If this shit keeps up, it might unfortunately get a little lower, but hopefully it picks up by the end. There's still like 4 or 5 episodes left, so we shall see. Sword Art, Underworld Part 2, B. Next, we got a really good one. We got Fire Force, Shobutai. Yep, this season is just doing good. Originally, we gave it an A. It's still an A. It's great. I made the comments before that I don't like this season as much as the last season, but that's still fine. The beginning was really, really good. Like, they did a good job of continuing from the last season. Like, they gave you, like, you know, a really good, like, recap type situation. And where they're at now, I really am enjoying, rather than the beginning, like, arcs, the first couple episodes. I don't know. I've already mentioned this. I hate the main character. I can't stand the main character. I can't stand the blonde hair dude, the guy with the sword. I just don't like him. I don't like it. I like the side characters more, like the guy that enhances bullets and shit. Or whatever, like I like that character a lot.
He gives me like such Roy Mustang like vibes. You have to love him just because of the fact that he's so similar.
That's fair. I love the last season, spoiler if you don't watch the last season, when he just took out the humongous gun and like just exploded the gun and threw the gun and like that was great. I loved that scene. So that's fair.
I am curious on how long they're gonna drag out the whole like mystery of the white clad, because
a while.
Yeah, because like they talk about not having any information, but it's like, because I don't know, I can't even talk about it really without any bunch of spoilers. But like they're going really far physically and story wise, like to find out information, and it just kind of seems like they don't get any information. Like you get like one little droplet every, like half the season.
Yeah, so this season's going 23 episodes straight. It's going right through 2 seasons. I can see them barely. No, because they wrapped up the last arc really good. It also had 23 episodes. So like they're still trying to. We don't even know who all the pillars are. Like, spoiler alert from the intro, they show like the silhouettes of the other pillars. I would find it hard to believe they wrap up all the pillars and the white clad in this arc.
No,
but
I don't
they
think
could.
so.
I mean, they could. I don't know.
At very least.
With the same situation, they're not gonna like introduce anything else.
I think we're gonna get a decent amount of information throughout the rest of the episodes of this season. I don't think we're gonna get. I think we're gonna obviously get like a big fight. I think one thing that this anime like does really well is I think it's really well directed. They do pacing pretty well. I think
agree.
The only thing that's like preventing season 2 from having as good a pacing as season 1 is season 1 knew they had to grab you in the first couple of episodes, and then they tapered off. And I feel like season 2 started tapered because they don't have to grab you.
Yeah, they knew you were in.
But I think it's now starting to pick up, and I think it's only going to escalate from here. I think we're going to get a decent amount of information by the end of this season about everything that's happening. But I don't think we're going to get like any real closure on it, or maybe a full explanation. But I could easily see them wrapping it up season 3 or season 4, depending on if they keep like the same episode amount per season.
And this publisher, I think their longest anime was Soul Eater, and that only had like 80, 60, 70, 80. Like, it didn't have like a zillion episodes.
That does not.
It makes you nervous, right?
It makes you nervous. Me super nervous.
Yeah, because Soul Eater ended, spoiler alert, really shitty. So
facts.
Yeah, so we'll see.
That was a huge letdown because I binged that one. I binged all 80 episodes in a very short amount of time, like in a couple of days, and I was fucking in.
I think I did the exact same thing, but like 15 years ago. But I did binge that one as well. Back, literally, I think like 10 years ago on Netflix. I think I binged that. So, Fire Force, great, good, love it.
We need some more Benny Maru.
I think that's there's only a couple A's, and that is indeed one of them. So we have that rated pretty high. There's only one other one that is also A, which is the next one. God of High School. The God of High School. Originally was a B at the beginning of the season. We upgraded it to an A right now. This one's a little bit of a roller coaster. I still personally think they're in a dip right now. The beginning of that show grabbed me like completely. I was like, yo, this is fire. I told everybody to watch it. Then they slowly started to integrate some things that were a little weird to me. I use this example, but it's not completely correct. But they introduced like key, like abilities, and I don't like it personally. I still think it should be like more of a martial arts anime. That's where it was really good for me. Like I was like, yo, this is my shit.
And they're also not testing for age, apparently.
They don't even get me started. Like that one dude's like, So could you imagine that in real life? So it's a high school tournament. But some dude's out there trying to get his GED. He's 42.
Well,
and he's just like...
He's like wrapped up. He's like, y'all couldn't fucking kill me if you wanted to. Oh, you want me to use both hands? And he's a full-grown adult fighting.
I was using the
small children.
The oldest guy.
Yeah, I was using the construction worker guy.
Oh yeah.
The construction working guy is like 40.
Yeah, he's literally out here trying to get his GED, signs up for high school, and he's beating up 15-year-olds. Like, I'm just like, what in the world? A little off topic, but yeah, it's a martial arts anime. It's really good. It's really, really good. It's an A. There's only 2 A's on the list. But I guess 3 technically.
Super
but
tropey. Like, that's how good it is.
Yeah.
It has every trope that it could possibly shove in there, and it still hasn't made it terrible. Like, the only thing that's kind of docking it points is the expectation of it being like an actual martial arts anime, and then it going, nah, we're gonna add this extra thing that you didn't ask for.
Pretty much.
But like, it is good.
Yo,
like, it's well animated.
It couldn't be more tropey. Like on the planet.
Sure.
It literally it does nothing original, but it fights really good. Characters are really well done. Stories
Jokes
so far decent.
Hilarious.
Yeah, it's very funny.
All of the comedic moments, like you get lots of high like peaks, I guess you'll call it. Like there's not a whole lot of low moments in an episode.
Yeah.
So it's just constant high. I like it. Yeah, I just think they need to get the fucking they need to relook at the mural in that guy's office and explain some shit.
I think they will, and that's my only concern. So this what is it, Rob? Say it. The Korean
the
manga.
Korean.
Yeah, manhwa.
Yeah, the anime is based on a manhwa, which is a Korean version of a manga. Crunchyroll exclusives have been doing that for some of their most popular ones thus far, and by some I mean like this one and
Tower of God.
And they have another one coming out, Noblesse, which we will talk about in the season that it's coming out in. So yeah, Korea's killing the game right now.
Yep. So the only thing that makes us a little nervous is, again, we already said it, Tower of God. That ended well. It was definitely more of a cliffhanger, but there's no insinuation of a season 2 yet. Like, we have no idea.
Yeah,
so I'm hoping God of High School doesn't do the same thing where they just kind of catch you and then just kind of end it. And that's it.
It does seem like they're kind of chugging along, like they're rushing. Like, even on an episode where I think it's about to be a filler episode, they're like, nah, the last 10 minutes of this shit is going to happen.
That does make me a little it makes me happy, but also makes me nervous. Like, you think the episode's over, then it's like, psych, 2 main characters are about to fight, and there's like 3 minutes left in the episode, and I'm like, how the fuck? And they do it, and I'm just like, oh, okay.
Well, even in the like,
I'm like, I keep waiting for it to just cliffhanger me. And I'm like,
no, they don't do that.
No, they do the full fucking fight, and I'm like, okay, this is cool.
That's
they
crazy.
do that, and then they don't even show. I think there were good portions of the fights they didn't even show. They just like popped up. They just popped up the 2 characters, and then it was one character laying on the ground,
beating the other character's ass. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it'd be crazy, but it's still awesome. Again, we only gave. Honestly, there's not too many A's on the list. So it is a must-watch. It's one of the few that I tune in, like, immediately. Like, the day it pops, I do it. Like, Fire Force, for example, I like that anime, but I only usually like it when I'm watching it. Like, I've easily, a couple times this season, been back 2 episodes. But I didn't watch the last episode of Fire Force yet. I downloaded it and have to watch it. So, perfect example. I still really like it, but I have to watch it, and then I'm like, that's why. Like, the intro hits, and I'm like, oh, okay. I'm back. So, got out of high school. Originally was a B. Upgraded it to an A. It's a must-watch. It's not even like think about it. It's a must. Watch it. Next on the list, we do have Deca-Dence. The current Mindfuck of the Year award goes to. This anime is really good. We're going to try to be as spoiler-free as possible because this one gets you really good right off the bat. It originally got a B. We gave it a B still. Animation, great. Character design, great. Little tropey, but that's fine. Not even tropey. It's just it's been done before. I just couldn't
give it an A because not that I felt too duped that I couldn't enjoy it, but
gotcha, bitch.
It took me a few episodes to get
over it,
fully over it, and be like, okay, I guess I can get behind this.
It is upsetting because what you think, again, without saying much, basically what you think it is would have been better than what it is, but it's still really good.
Yeah. There's a twist.
If you can't tell.
there's a twist that we can't talk about that happens at like the end of episode 2, which is really early.
Yeah.
And it everything you think the anime is from the first episode is like, nah, fuck that. Like, and it's kind of a shame because I watched the first episode and I was like, okay, this is clearly an Attack on Titan clone, but I'm with it. Like, there's not too many animes that really fit that mold, so I was like, cool, no problem. And then the twist happens, and
you're literally like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I was like, what the fuck?
Josh, I had to text Josh while watching it and ask questions because I just needed to know whether or not I was completely in left field or like if I was picking up on the right hints. I don't know.
It's a whole thing.
It's a whole fuck. Like,
It's again, this might be a little lame if you're watching this and you're like, oh, give us some information. We're not. Watch it. It's funny.
It's 2 episodes. You have an hour. You just watch it for an hour.
Yeah, it's really good though. Deca-Dence, B2B, still really solid. Recommended it for sure. Let me know what you think, and let me know how you think after watching, getting to like episode 3 and 4, because I would love to know. We're almost done. Last but not least, Rob's favorite love is comedy, romantic comedy. My favorite romantic comedy is a joke. The title's really long. My romantic comedy.
My romantic comedy is wrong as expected or something.
I like my title better, but it's fine.
Fucking sentence.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just go real quick, then Rob will talk basically because this is kind of his anime more than ours. I'm not watching it. We originally gave it a B. It did get downgraded to a D, unfortunately, and Rob's reasoning is
right. So the first 2 seasons are just blatantly better. Like the first season, it's for to have romantic in the title. It's not a very romantic anime. It's closer to slice of life / comedy / drama, and it does a lot of interesting trope breaking things for the first season. And then the second season does the same thing, and they increase the animation budget and style pretty substantially, like in a good way, instead of like ruining the animation style like One Punch season 2. But this season they continued the animation, and they're really lax on making the story entertaining, and I think it's mostly just because the characters are in this awkward state of flux that's lasting basically the whole season. Like occasionally in an anime like this, you have like maybe an episode where everything's just awkward, and this is going the full fucking season, so it's not nearly as entertaining as the last 2 seasons were. I'm gonna keep watching it because at this point it's season 3. I'm invested in the characters. I have to know what's gonna happen, but it's not entertaining me like the last 2 seasons did. It's not pulling me in like the last 2 seasons did. Hopefully it'll get back to there, but I don't think it will at this point. At least not until like the last like 2 episodes.
No. But we'll see. Yeah, I cannot watch slice of life animes. I'm sorry. I'm not like I only watch action animes. Like I like detective animes, and again, Great Pretender is not action, but the slice of life shit where it's just like a motherfucker's life going to school and shit. I don't care. I'm not watching it. I could care less.
We said this on the Lost episode, but I've got my own fucking life. Yeah. I got my own problems. I don't need to hear about this guy's problems. Yeah, I
was also a martial artist with superpowers when I was in high school, but I'm willing to
watch. Well, I'm from another planet. I had a tail when I was younger, and I was raised by a perverted old man.
You killed your grandpa? That's fucked.
You killed your grandfather.
Yeah, that's fucked up, man.
Hey, bro.
That's just wrong.
I don't know what the statute of limitations is.
It just depends, but yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. We went over our fails, unfortunately. RIP to Gibiate and No Gun Season 2. Honorable mentions: Balance Unlimited, Great Pretender. Watch that right now. Like I said, binge it. Our A's for the list: we got Guy to High School, Fire Force, and then Great Pretender. You know, it's done, but you know, hey, a couple cool, good ones there. ReZero, Sword Art. Let us know what you think. You know, like, comment, subscribe. Please in the comments, like, ask us questions. Tell us what you're watching and why. I just want to talk about anime. All time.
I just want to talk.
About Dragon Ball Super, then I don't give a shit.
Yeah, don't talk about Dragon Ball Super.
You can bring it up to me, just
to Brandon.
At Brandon,
yeah.
and we'll talk about it.
If you have a negative opinion, I'll listen. But
yeah, if negative or positive doesn't matter.
I'm not okay with it.
I will talk about Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z forever. I'll talk about Dragon Ball GT. I'll talk about all the Dragon Ball Z movies. I'll do all that.
I don't know about GT, but
I will talk about GT, the Dark Dragon Balls or whatever. Yeah, I'll talk about that shit. I'll do that shit all day. You know, Super Saiyan 5. Yeah, sign me the fuck up. But yeah, that wraps it up for this episode, guys. Look forward to the finals of the summer season that will be coming in the next month and a half or so when the episodes are done. Literally, when the last episode on our list is done, we record and we post. And then look forward to our future episodes. Yeah, maybe even twice. Who knows? Last but not least, in October 16th is when the Demon Slayer movie comes out. We will be doing a review on that. Most likely spoiler-ish, because it's like you can't really do a movie without talking about it.
You can do both.
Or we'll do both. Whatever. We'll see.
You can just do the spoiler one and then cut shit.
Yeah. We'll see.
Maybe.
But yeah, we're definitely going to do that. I'm super excited for that movie. It's going to be awesome. Again, that comes out October 16th. It's coming up quite soon. But that's it for this episode, guys. Thanks for watching.
I want to say one last thing.
Yeah,
I think for the finals, we could get some S's. I think we could have 1 or 2 S's out there if they really pick their shit up.
Maybe one.
I think maybe Fire Force.
Yeah, I don't think God of High School personally.
You think God of High School?
I think God of High School is going to be lit, but I don't think it's going to end. I think it's going to end on some cliffhangery shit. So.
Yeah. Okay, that's true too. I guess we probably won't get any kind of resolution, but let us know what you think.
Yeah, boy.
I want to see some S's. You guys want to see some S's?
I would love to, but we'll see.
Put some S's in the chat.
It's rare.
See you guys later.
Later, guys. Thanks for watching.
Peace.
Bye.